2 point. 2 point. Anyone? Yes.
Prabhu, you said you asking?
Yeah. Which?
One second, I'm getting a call from Aradhya Mataji. Hello. There is no passcode. You just have to click on the link and it should work.
Okay. So we'll read these 3 verses today together and see if it makes sense to you from what we have discussed last. Okay, I'll share my screen. Everyone able to hear me? Yeah. Silence means yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. You able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoever wants to you read the Sanskrit, they can. Otherwise, you can use the English. So I'll read from 23 to 24 and 25. But before we read, we'll do our prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Shrimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Okay. So please repeat after me. Nainam Chindanti Shastrani.
Nainam Chindanti
Chindanti
Shastrani.
Shastrani.
Nainam Dahati Pavakaha.
Nainam
Nainam
Dahati
Dahati
Pavaka.
Pavaka.
Nachainam Kledayantyapo.
Achaitam
Nachainam Klevayantyapo.
Klevayatyapo.
Nashoshayati Marutaha.
Nashoshayati
Nashoshayati
Maruta.
Maruta.
The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. What is meaning by withered? Cannot be dried up. Okay. Next. Achedyoyam adhayoyam.
Achedyoyam adayoyam.
Akaledyo shoshayevacha.
Akledyo shochaya evaya.
Nitya sarvagatah sthanur.
Nitya
Nitya
sarvagathastano.
Sarvagathasthanam.
Achaloyam sanatanaha.
Achaloyam
Achaloyam
sanatana.
Sanatana.
This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can neither be burned or dried. He is present, he is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam.
Avaktoyam Achintayam.
Avikaryoyam uchyate.
Ikarvoyam Ushchate.
Tasmat evam vidhivainam.
Tasvandeva Vidhivainam.
Anushochitumarhasi.
Anshoshitamarhasi.
Avyaktoyam achintyoyam.
Avyaktoyam
Avyaktoyam
achintyoyam.
achintayam
Avikaryoyam uchyate.
Avikaryoyam
avikaryoyam
Vikaryoyam
uchyate
uchyate.
Uchyate.
Tasmad evam vidhivainam
Tasmadevam
Tasmadevam
vidhvainam
vidhvainam
anushochitam arhasi
nanushochitam
Anushojitamarhasi.
arhasi
avyaktoyam achintyoyam
Avyaktoyam
Avyaktoyam
achintyayam.
achintoyam
avikaryoyam uchyate
Avikaryoyam
avikaryoyam
uchyate.
drishyate
tasmadevam vidhvainam
Tasmadevam
tasmadevam
viditvainam.
vidhvainam
anushochitam arhasi.
anushocitam arhati.
Shojitamarhasi.
So it is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. So all the three verses, they emphasize on the characteristics of the soul. First one, it cannot be cut into pieces by any weapon. So it's not a solid, nor burnt by fire. It's not a gas, nor moistened by water. So it's not even a liquid, neither something solid which can be moistened, nor withered by the wind. So it cannot be dried up. So it's not a liquid. So none of the gross elements are the elements. Gross elements are the components of a soul. That's what Krishna says. So this is, we had discussed last time, what is this? This is the concept of elimination. So when you try to understand something, you eliminate or you isolate things in any kind of subject. Yes. So if there is a problem, yeah, any problem, maybe technology, maybe life, or any kind of things you have, or any kind of functionality you are working on, or any kind of things you go across through your life, any problem which you face, to solve the problem, your analysis, yeah, helps you reach the cause of the problem. Correct. That's why it is called the cause analysis. So to find the cause, you have to go to analyze everything. So analysis includes what? It includes process of elimination. So if there is a problem, you'll say why this problem is occurred? Not because of this, not because of that. Slowly you isolate everything, and then you come down to something. This is the reason why it has happened. So every elimination you do, process of elimination you do, is actually supported by some facts. Correct me. You can even interrupt me if you don't understand, yeah, anything what I'm saying. So any kind of problem analysis which you do, or understanding that you do, includes process of elimination. You keep on removing things out from it. This is not the reason for this. This is not the reason for this. The elimination helps you isolate the problem. Correct? Does it make sense? Yeah. Once you isolate the problem, then you can find the solution. Otherwise, it is very hard to find out the solution of a problem. So to understand the soul also, Krishna is using the same concept, eliminating everything first. So he's sending you all the details, that he's telling you all the details. The soul cannot be cut into pieces. It cannot be burnt by fire. So are you able to imagine the soul? Does this actually give you the food for thought to imagine the soul, or it's just you're reading, oh, it cannot be cut by weapon, or not by fire, or not burned by fire, moistened by water? Okay. But is it sinking in somewhere? Are you really thinking what is a soul?
Yes, Prabhu, trying to imagine.
Okay,
like
good.
I'm trying to imagine that
Good.
it is so small, like, the smallest I can imagine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Smallest.
and then it
Okay.
has all these characteristics.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically it is eternal is what I'm getting. It is eternal and nothing can.
Eternal. Okay. He doesn't say eternal here, but he will say definitely.
Yeah, no, what I mean is, Prabhu, which cannot be cut, which cannot be burned, means it exists always.
It cannot be destroyed.
Yes, it cannot be destroyed. So it is something that exists always.
So when we think about this, when you think about anything for that matter, we always think about anything in terms of matter. Yes, something with a structure, something with some form, correct? And that form we think is based on the matter, hands or limbs or any kind of circle, square, tall, short, solid, liquid, some gas which is smelling, and all those things we think about in terms of matter. But Krishna is eliminating everything. Do you see that? So he is telling you that it is not the matter. But can we think? Can we think outside of the matter? That requires intelligence. Analysis is very difficult. It makes you sleep sometimes. You cannot continue analyzing. You'll be bored if the solution doesn't come in quickly. But Krishna is giving you a lot of food for thought. So if I go to the next verse, he says, why is it not going here? Yeah. See, the individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble. So if you would have thought that, okay, it is not liquid, but it is something that can be soluble in water. So you don't see, but it is something that is inside the water. But it's not that. It's unbreakable and can neither be burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere. So everlasting, unchangeable. You cannot change it. It's the same. It's always the same, in the same state. Immovable. So you can't move the soul. So it's got its own position in the spiritual world. So when I talk about when I say spiritual world, does it make any sense to you? Spiritual world? Yes. So are we talking something vague here?
Prabhuji, I didn't understand one thing. How can be a soul is immovable?
Immovable. It is not moving. Yeah. So it is in
Yeah,
a.
how can we
It
say
is
that?
on a state. It is at a place. That's it. Always at the same place. That's what Krishna is saying. Achalaha. So it is always in the same state. It's not flickering. It's not moving. We are moving. It is at the same place. Now, think of a relationship you have in your mind. Okay, you don't need to tell me. Think of one relationship which you were or very close with, all of you. I'll go one by one. Jay, have you thought about someone? Do you have someone in your mind? You don't have to tell me.
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah. So one person you have it in your mind. Sushma ji, do you think about someone whom you are
Yes.
really related to?
Yeah.
You have that person in your mind?
Yes.
Aradhya Mataji?
Prabhu, a person like who's known.
Anyone. You don't have to tell me who.
Yes, Prabhu.
Anyone whom you are very close with or connected to. You have that person in your mind? Anyone? Yes? Radha Mataji, I've lost her. Anyways, I'll come to Kalpesh. Yes, Kalpesh. You have someone in your mind, Kalpesh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So all of you have someone in your mind. I will also think about someone. I have one person in my mind. I will tell you that person in my mind is my wife. Okay. So I have one person in mind. Everyone else, Radha Mataji, you also have anyone in your mind?
Prabhu, I need to tell.
No.
Ashwini, I'm checking.
I think you were not here. You are somewhere else. That's why you were not able to hear what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, Prabhu, like, yes, a little
Yeah.
bit. I
Okay.
was-
No problem. So yeah, I'll repeat the question again. Just imagine of a person whom you're very close to. Don't have to tell me. Just imagine of a person in your mind only, and think about that person. That's it. One person. Everyone has thought. Okay. You have someone in your mind now. Good. Okay. Now imagine the next thing. That person is dead. Sorry to use this word, but imagine that person is dead and the dead body is lying right in front of you. Okay. If you're feeling bad, if you're feeling bad about it, please, I'm sorry about it. Yeah, I don't mean to say anything, but I'm just asking you to imagine that person is no more and the body is lying. So who's gone? Now that person is lying right in front of you. His body is lying in front of you. Would you have the same emotions with the dead body?
Definitely.
Yes. For how long? You can keep the dead body with you. Say for 1 day, 2 days, maybe for 15 days if you have nice chemicals to, stop the decaying. After 15 days, what will happen? Yes, Sushma ji.
Like when you cannot see the body, but still you will
No, you can
remember.
still see the body. You can still see
Okay.
the body, but it is of course it starts smelling bad. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because it's decaying. It's a process. Yeah. So
Yeah.
would you have the same emotions for that body, or would you like to get rid of the body because the body is starting to create a bad odor in the house? Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you still have the same emotions? No, I can't live without that person.
We still have a same emotion, but parallelly we cannot keep body
Exactly.
spoiling.
So we have the emotion, yes, but we cannot deal with the body. So whom are we dealing with here?
You mean the presence of the
No. The body we need to get rid of. Yeah, we cannot handle the body because it's smelling very bad, correct? But
yeah.
the emotions are still there.
Yeah.
The body we don't want. So
Mm.
where are the emotions attached to?
Inside us.
With whom?
With soul.
Exactly. Now this needs thought. So where are your emotions attached to? Whom are you attached to? Whom are you loving? Whom are you connected to? It is not the body. Does it make sense? थोड़ा डीप है बोलने में बहुत आसान है
Mm.
It's simple but not easy to sink this concept inside us. That's why it's called Sankhya Yoga. Analyze. It needs intelligence, deep thought. Madly in love with some person. Person is dead, but you can't keep the body for longer, even if you're madly. So whom were you madly in love with? You were in love with the soul. But the problem is we do not know. That is why Krishna is telling us. That is why we should read Bhagavad Gita. Because we do not know whom are we in love with, whom are we connected with. We do not know. Is this making sense? Any questions? Any thoughts on this?
Very deep to understand.
Mm,
But so, Prabhuji, how about the physical attraction that we get quite often?
yeah, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. It's a good question. Park it at the moment. I'll come to that. I'll come to that one in 2 minutes. Does this concept sinking? Whom are we connected to?
Yeah.
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 Is this slowly making sense? Actually, the soul, the energy behind the body is what is the attraction. If the body does not have energy, you should see, I think it's on one of the these streaming channels. I think Prime Video or Netflix, I'm not sure. There is something about dancing on the grave. That's one of the TV series. So there was a lady who was living with a man. Okay, of course she left her ex-husband and she started living with this man. And apparently she got murdered. We don't know who got. The suspecting person is that man whom she was living with, and he's in the jail at the moment. But what happened was that lady died, and the person or someone, we don't know. So that investigation is still going on. But they have, on the basis of suspecting, they have charged him with murder. So now that lady was buried. By all the analysis done, the lady was buried alive for 20 years. After 10 or 20, 15, 20 years, the thing was taken out. The box was taken out where she was kept and buried. Will that person who was in love with her, or if you put yourself in that position, will you love that body? It was only a set of some bones. Flesh was gone. Would you still be in love with that? It's $1 million question. Yes, Sushmaji.
Until we are alive, we love it, and once we die, we don't even know.
No, I understand that, Sushmaji, but does that person even same? You'll question yourself, right?
Yeah.
Is the same person now? Luckily, this person had buried that lady, so that you could say, yeah, this was in the same box. That's why it is. But imagine if that person was dead somewhere, and now you see some bones, and they tell you it's the same person. Will it sink inside you that it's the same person? You say maybe it's someone else. I don't know. That identification is gone, right? The body is gone.
Yeah.
Correct. So whom are you attached to? If that body whom you think is the real thing is actually decaying every day, it's going to perish. It's perishable because it's matter. Yes. Is this sinking in? Slowly? Only if this sinks in, I can go to Kalpe's question. If it
Sure,
sinks in
Prabhu.
10% also, then yes. Yes, Aranya.
Yeah, Prabhu, trying to.
Yeah.
And what I understood, I'm just trying to Prabhu confirm, is that we are, when we see this bones and all, as you said. So
Sorry,
yes,
in this?
like the situation that you gave us,
Mhm.
that there's a box open and there are bones now. So
Yeah.
certainly it's not that body which we were relating with, but we are still attached or in love with that person, the memories of that soul.
So where,
The
so
activities
where is
related
that?
to that
So
soul.
where are those? Where is that attraction? It's the attraction is actually in the soul.
Yes, Prabhu, that's right. And the activities that soul has done and given us some memory. So that attachment is there. But regarding that bone, the body, I don't think so.
But
It's
can we,
not.
have we seen who was that? Who was that person? Actually, no.
No, because we don't know the soul and we don't know where it is now, what birth it will take us or nothing.
Forget about the birth. We don't know who that person was.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We
Because
don't
we
know.
don't know who we are. That's why Bhagavad Gita. That's the reason why we read this.
And
Krishna is
pretty deep, Prabhu.
explaining.
So it is taking time to sing.
Yeah, it's unbreakable, it's insoluble, and can neither be burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. So there is no change in the soul. The body, as you correctly said, was different. Now it's bones. The soul does not change, Krishna says very clearly. Yes. Okay, now we'll go to question one. How do we get attracted to someone if we are the soul? So now, where are these attraction senses? So there are senses of attraction, right? We have senses, right? Sometimes you can get attracted to a person by the odor. Sometimes you can get attracted to the person by hearing that person, the voice of that person. Sometimes you get attracted to the beauty of that person. Yeah. Sometimes you get attracted to the actions of that person. Sometimes you get attracted to the intelligence of that person. Yes. So there are various ways we get attracted to that person. So these are sense organs. Now, where are these sense organs? Are we attracted to that bone anymore? So you were in love with that person and you had physical relationship with that person. Now that person has died, 20 years gone. Now the bones are remaining. Will you be physically intimate with that person? Question for all.
No.
Can you? You cannot,
No.
right? So where is that physical attraction? Where is that sensual attraction? That also is in the soul. So that also tells us that the sense organs, which we think that are in the body, are actually not there. They're actually in the soul. So soul has organs. Soul has a structure. Soul is a person. Very simple. So do not think that soul is impersonal. निराकार मत समझना उसको, गलती करोगे. आकार है और सेंसेस भी है. And soul is the part and parcel of the Lord, because the Supreme has the same thing but larger in quantity. Simple. The only difference between us and Krishna or the Supreme is that he's big, we are small. That's all. It's like the sea and a drop, ocean and the drop. That is the difference. So we are same in quality, but limited in quantity. So the Supreme is also a person like us. निराकार मत समझना, भगवान को फिर से गलती करोगे. ये कॉन्सेप्ट सिंक ही नहीं होगा अंदर तुम्हारे. You will not be able to understand this concept. The moment you think there is no form, you're gone. You'll make the biggest blunder of understanding yourself and Krishna. Now, Krishna says in this word, you are eternally the same. So if you are eternal and the Lord is eternal himself, yeah, that is the reason you get attracted to eternal entities. 2000-year-old temple, हम लोग पहुंच गए वहां पे, सेवा हो रही है बहुत सालों से. Immediately you will feel that attraction because it's standing from so long. It's like eternally there from years and years. So your soul gets attracted to something eternal. That's why that peace, feeling of satisfaction comes in when you are in that kind of a temple. That is the reason we get attracted to these things. Yeah. Very old caves, you go somewhere, these are the caves where Sita was there, Pandavas were there. There are many things like that in India. You go there, you'll feel that thing. You'll feel that kind of aura, the energy. Why? Because these are standing from so long. They have not been destroyed. Forget about those such old things, a few 100 years old. You go to Taj Mahal. Just go and see Taj Mahal. You won't be able to move for at least 10-15 minutes. It is so beautiful. And the reason why you get attracted because it's standing from so long. अभी कोई बिल्डिंग बनाएगा ना उसके जैसी ही, मतलब ब्यूटीफुल यहाँ पे बना के रख देगा, तुमको मजा नहीं आएगा देखने में. But if you go and see that, you will feel attracted. You will just sit there because your soul wants, it's craving for eternity. It is not craving for something temporary. This is another logic behind understanding our own selves. This requires intelligence. Buddhi yoga. Is it making sense or is it going too deep? जिधर भी फिसल जाओ, मतलब समझ में आया कि मैं बहुत घुसता जा रहा हूँ अंदर, फिसल रहा हूँ, तो बता देना मुझे. ठीक है, ज्यादा नहीं अंदर जाना, जहां तक समझ में आया वहां तक अंदर जाना है. Is it getting too deep? No? All good so far? Okay, because we'll go a little more deeper now after this. तो अभी तक समझना बहुत जरूरी है सब. Okay? Understood the quality of a soul? Yeah? Try to think more, a little deep. Now, Krishna says, it is said that the soul is invisible. अभी invisible बोलेंगे तो क्या समझ में आता है? What do you understand by invisible?
That it's not visible, Prabhu. We cannot see it.
Correct.
With this material eyes.
Correct. And see the Sanskrit word for that. What is the Sanskrit word for invisible, which is in this verse given?
Avyaktaha.
Avyakta. Vyakta. What is Vyakta?
Visible.
No. Vyakta means something which can be expressed.
Yeah, express. Sorry, Prabhu. Vyakt karna means expression. Yeah, the express.
Correct. Vyakta. So you say Vyakta, that means you can describe it.
Yeah.
Avyakta means something you cannot describe. So that's why Prabhupada has given a closest understanding that is invisible. Because you cannot understand what it is.
Very true.
You cannot describe what it is. कैसे समझोगे? So it's invisible is only relating to the eyes, but avyakta relates all the senses. You cannot express it, you cannot see it, you cannot understand it. You cannot understand it to express it. That is avyakta. Achintya. Achintya means you cannot conceive it. You know what is conceiving? Kalpesh, what is conceiving? Where does the conceive word come from? Inconceivable, when you say. So have you heard the word called concept? Yes, एक concept है. अभी असली में कुछ किया नहीं है. Yeah, there is a term called POC in technology. Proof of concept. Yes, Kalpesh, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. So I was searching for this.
Yeah, that's okay. So proof of the concept. What does concept means? It is nothing real at the moment. It is just a concept. Correct? अभी खाली सोचा है. That is concept. So inconceivable means you सोच भी नहीं सकते उसके बारे में. So this is what Krishna is saying. You cannot even think what it is, because this material understanding which we have, it will not give us the right picture. That's why Krishna is important. That's why Bhagavad Gita's instructions are very important. Achintyam, avikarya, that is, it cannot be changed, unchangeable. Yeah. So when you cannot even think what is a soul, and that being is present all the time, then he says, why do you lament? Why do you grieve for the body? Is this sinking in? This does not mean that if your loved one is dead, you don't cry, you don't feel bad. Arjun was crying deep tears and heavy tears when Abhimanyu was dead. So it's not that you will not feel it, but the understanding has to be there. There's something called as a background process which runs every time within us. When we talk to someone, that is our foreground, yes, front face. We talk and discuss with someone, लेकिन पीछे कुछ चलता रहता है हमारे हमेशा background में. And sometimes we talk without understanding the background process. That's why we say, oh, no, I didn't mean that. Come back. So the background process which is going on, this is what we have to keep running behind, that who are we? If we have this background process running, then we do get emotional, we do get everything, but we do not lament. Because the background is very clear that yes, I have lost someone very dear to me, but we are all souls. And this is the understanding of a soul. So what it helps in, Krishna says that, so why are you lamenting? Why is he telling him that? So that he does not stop doing his foreground process. He doesn't stop fighting. He doesn't stop working. He doesn't stop doing his duty. So that you have to carry out. The background switch should be on. That who am I? I'm a soul. Yeah. What is avikar? So what is vikar? What is vikar? Yes. Anyone? Jay, would you like to? What is vikar?
Vikar means
जिसका
It is
कोई
in
आकार नहीं, something like.
Yeah. Yes, Jay. You trying? You saying something?
Vikar, I thought it is our body ka vikar that comes.
Huh. Yeah, we do say that. So what does that mean?
So all the toxic things or the bad things coming out of the body.
Correct. So what are those things? What are those bad things? Vikar. Example.
Negative thoughts, feelings,
Yeah.
negative thoughts,
Greed,
emotions, greed,
lust,
lust,
anger.
anger.
Yeah.
greed.
Greed. Yes.
Yeah.
Do they change?
Over a period of time, yes, if you try to work
If
on
you
it.
Yeah. You're saying that how we control them. That's correct. Yeah. Over a period of time, we try to manage it. Decrease or increase. But do they change? For example, anger. Okay. Anger is an element which sometimes it is not directly associated with the person whom you're angry with. It can be because you're angry with someone else, but the anger is going out on someone else. So target and the source may be different in anger. Does it make sense?
Yes, Prabhu.
ये समझ में आ रहा है क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
Yeah, clearly.
Lust, maybe source and the target may be the same. Anger, source and target may be different. Does it make sense, Kalpesh? So these vikar, they keep changing. This is vikar. Even this vikar, love also. Yeah. Source and target can be same. Yeah. Correct. Or source and target can be different. You see someone in love, that's why you want to fall in love with someone. Does it make sense? Yeah. Yes, ये बदलते रहते हैं. These all changes. So if you go deep into this understanding, that all these vikar which we have, they keep changing. So Krishna says avikaryaha. So there is no change. It's unchangeable. Soul is unchangeable. Therefore, knowing this well, viditva. So if you understand this well, if we understand this well, then we will not lament. Yeah, things will not get stuck in our mind for longer. Keep us grieve all the time. We will not grieve if we understand this concept. Is this making sense? Yes. So this is 2.25. Okay. All good so far? Any questions? Now we are taking a turn in Bhagavad Gita immediately after this. अभी तक समझ में आया सब कुछ? Yeah? Good? Okay. Now 2.26. Please repeat after me. Atha chainam nityajatam
Chainam nityajatam
nityam va manyase mritam
nityam va manyase vritam
tathapi tvam mahabaho
tathapi tvam mahabaho
nainam shochitum arhasi.
nainam shochitum arhasi
Atha chainam nityajatam
atha chainam nityajatam
nityam va manyase mritam
nityam manyase vritam
tathapi tvam mahabaho
tathapi tvam mahabaho
nainam shochitum arhasi.
nainam shochitum arhasi
Atha chainam nityajatam
atha chainam nityajatam
nityam va manyase mritam
nityam va manyase vritam
tathapi tvam mahabaho
tathapi tvam mahabaho
nainam shochitum arhasi.
nainam shochitum arhasi.
If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed. Do you understand this? Okay. Now, do scientists in today's world believe, majority of the scientists, do they believe in the concept of soul, what we have gone through?
Yes, I think so.
Do they? That's good then. Do you believe? Fully? Are you convinced?
Yeah, I think so.
Fully convinced?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, not fully, right? That's what it tells me.
Hmm.
Yeah, Aradhya Mataji, fully convinced? Be
So
truthful.
the concept of soul, Prabhu?
I mean, are you convinced that we are the souls?
Yes, Prabhu. Like when I read, yes, I'm convinced, but in
Yeah, not fully.
implementation,
That but
yeah,
tells me
not
not
fully.
fully.
Because
Yeah, got it.
implementation is
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You're not convinced fully. Okay, Jay.
Sorry, I did not hear the question.
Convinced but not fully, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sushma ji.
Yeah,
Same?
same here, Prabhuji.
Same? Not
Yeah.
fully convinced. Yeah.
Yeah.
समझ में आ रहा है? But it is not sunk in. Are we really soul? नहीं यार. Body तो कुछ तो है. Okay. अब body क्या है? Let's think about this. Now, what is body as per science? Anyone from you? Which we have studied right from the beginning. Yeah, बचपन से ही सीखते आ रहे हैं. इसमें बताने की कोई problem नहीं है. Yes. Sushma ji.
It consists of
कुछ भी.
material, different
Body क्या है? What is
organs
body?
and all. A
What is
living,
love? As per science.
it's an emotion.
Correct. What उसमें क्या होता है?
Love में क्या होता है? You mean to say?
Because science tells you that there is a particular chemical which is released. Oxytocin बोलते हैं उसको.
अच्छा.
तो हम लोग जब किसी से कोई हमें अच्छा लगता है या किसी को हम लोग प्यार करते हैं, become closer to that person, we release a chemical which gives us kind of satisfaction. And that is the same chemical they find out in the drugs. तो जब वो feeling आती है ना, उनको तो मजा आता है उसमें. That's why people get hooked on to drugs. That is why people take drugs. Because that chemical is released from the body. वो ड्रग सोल को कुछ भी नहीं करता है, बॉडी को ही करता है. Correct?
Yeah.
So the understanding of the science is that we are a bunch of chemicals. Oxytocin एक दूसरा होता है, कौन सा? Adrenaline. जब हम लोग बहुत एडवेंचर चीज करते हैं तो एड्रेनलिन रिलीज होता है, बराबर. स्काई जंपिंग करता है ना कोई, बंगी जंपिंग ऊपर से, तो एड्रेनलिन रिलीज होता है, ऐसा बोलते हैं, तो मजा आता है. कोई थ्रिल करना होता है, एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट, तो ये होता है. जब कोई रोता है तो एक सर्टेन केमिकल रिलीज होता है. दिस इज व्हाट साइंस एक्सप्लेन्स यू. करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग. यस. ये सब बातें ज्यादा दूर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. व्हाट्सएप, फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम खोलोगे, उस पर ये सब ये चलता रहता है. रनिंग फॉर सम एड्रेनलिन, गेटिंग सम ऑक्सीटोसिन, ऐसे बातें चलती हैं. देखो. या करेक्ट. यस. So what are we then as per science? There are a bunch of chemicals. Yeah. बॉडी क्या है? ब्लड, मैटर, सॉलिड और केमिकल्स. बस उसकी वजह से हो रहा है. ब्रेन को कैसे डिस्क्राइब करोगे? कुछ मैटर है, वो ब्रेन के अंदर कुछ केमिकल्स हैं, वो चलते हैं, वो बंद हो जाते हैं तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है हमको. दवाई देते हैं, वो केमिकल फिल कर देता है, दवाई रिलीज करता है उसको, एंड देन एवरीथिंग इज फिक्स्ड. करेक्ट? इन द बॉडी, राइट?
Yeah.
सिंपल टर्म्स. यस. डिटेल में मेरे को पता नहीं, लेकिन ओवर वे ब्रीफ तो यही है ना. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, अगर वी आर बंच ऑफ केमिकल्स, तो केमिकल लेबोरेटरी में कभी हम लोगों ने काम किया होगा, राइट? तो उधर कभी कभी फट जाता है, कुछ जल जाता है, कुछ केमिकल होता है ना. डू यू फील बैड? डू यू फील
No.
वेरी बैड? यू क्राई?
No.
देन व्हाई डू यू क्राई व्हेन समवन डाइज? केमिकली गिरा ना.
Because we are emotionally attached.
वेट, साइंस की बात चल रही है, इमोशन को छोड़ दो. अभी साइंस की बात चल रही है. पॉइंट इज, इफ वी आर अ बॉडी, बॉडी है और कुछ नहीं है. बॉडी में क्या है? ब्लड, मास और केमिकल्स, बस. और क्या है? और कुछ नहीं है. सोल तो है ही नहीं, उसका तो कॉन्सेप्ट हम समझ में नहीं आ रहा. वी आर डिस्कार्डिंग. नो, देयर इज नो सोल. दैट्स व्हाट द बेसिस ऑफ दिस डिस्कशन इज. करेक्ट? देयर इज नो सोल. बिकॉज पूरा समझ में नहीं आया हमको. वी आर नॉट श्योर सोल है कि नहीं. हम बॉडी है. आवर कॉन्सेप्ट इज वी आर दिस बॉडी. तो अगर बॉडी इज अ बंच ऑफ केमिकल्स, तो डू यू लैमेंट when they fall in a chemical lab? When you destroy some chemicals, do you cry? Yes. Do you? Anyone cries when you lose chemicals? Yeah. You don't, right? Then why do we cry when a body is crushed? Chemically, Gana? This is what Krishna is saying here in this verse. If, however, atha chainam, if, however, this soul, you don't believe, this soul is born and dies. तो बोलता है कि ये सोल जीता भी है मरता भी है. चलो ये समझ लो तुम कि इटर्नल नहीं है. It is not there forever. It is just a bunch of chemicals. And born and die. You still do not have any reason to lament, do you? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. काम तो करना पड़ेगा. You will have to fight. Yeah. This is the stand Krishna explains, because he knows, Krishna knows that there will be a time when people will not be able to digest this concept of soul. For them, I will explain in a different way. So he gives this verse. 2.26, therefore, is a very important verse where Krishna just turns the concept. He explained about soul from 11 till 26. 15 verse उसने बताया. Soul. बोलता है कि अगर नहीं मानते सोल में ना तो भी फाइट कर जाके, क्योंकि केमिकल्स है तू तो, they'll be dropped. He knew people will start thinking that we are just the body, nothing else. So it's okay if the concept does not fully sunk in you. Bhagavad Gita still continues, it will not stop. So even if you do not believe in the concept of soul, even then you should read Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so it is not just for someone, it is not a religious book. That's what my point is. It is not for someone who's sitting down and meditating and doing kirtan. No, not only for that person. It is also for a person who believes that science is everything and it's just the body. For him also Bhagavad Gita is important to read and understand. That's why this 2.26 verse. Okay. So we stop here. Any questions or comments? Yes. None? All good? Wonderful. Okay, you have a nice rest of the day and please keep reading Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.